Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture. Myself Devananda Rao, working as Associate Professor in the Department of CSE, MLR Institute of Technology. Today's topic is Syntax Directed Translation into 3-address code. Here the SDT, Syntax Directed Translation is S derives, the S indicates the statement contains ID is equals to E, identifier, that is identifier, for example, A is equals to X plus Y star Z. It is an expression, E is an identifier. So, the value of this expression is assigned to identifier A. Then next production rule is E derives E1 plus E2, next E derives E1 star E2, next is E derives ID, identifier. So, for this rule the semantic action is gen function, it will generate, that is ID dot place is equals to E dot place. E dot place is the attribute of E. Here ID dot place is the attribute of ID, that is the place will contain name of the identifier. Here the place attribute will contain the value of the expression. Next, E derives E1 plus E2, that is E dot place is equals to new temp. So, whenever there is a production rule E derives E1 plus E2, so to contain the result, to store the result, we need a temporary variable like T1, T2 and so on. So, there is a action or rule, whenever there is a rule E derives E1 plus E2, the rule will be E dot place is equal to new temp, temporary variable created. Another action rule for the same production E derives E1 plus E2 is gen is a gen function to generate 3-address code. E dot place is equals to E1 dot place plus E2 dot place, E1 dot place plus E2 dot place. Next, E derives E1 star E2, same temporary variable is created for the result, to store the result. Next, gen function will generate the 3-address code, that is E dot place is equal to E1 dot place star E2 dot place. Final, E derives ID, that is E dot place is equal to ID dot place. Now, by using this SDT, now we will convert the 3-address statement, convert the expression into 3-address statements. For example, A is equals to X plus Y star Z is an expression. Now, we need to convert this into 3-address code by using this given SDT. Now, we need to construct parse for the given expression by using these rules. So, starting symbol is A, S derives ID. ID is equals to, this ID is this identifier A. Next, we need to derive this expression X plus Y star Z plus from this E. So, E derives E1 plus E2, E derives E1 plus E2. Then E1 derives ID, this ID is X. E2 derives E1 star E2. E1 derives ID, E2 derives ID, E2 derives ID. ID. So, first ID dot place is attribute, ID dot place is attribute will contain name of the identifier A. Next, ID dot place is equals to X, ID dot place is equals to Y, ID dot place is equals to Z. So, place attribute will contain the name of the identifier. Now, we will apply the rules. First, S derives ID is equals to E. So, to reduce this ID to S, we need to find the value for this E. To find the value of this, we need to find the value for E1 and E2. So, first E derives ID. What is the action? E dot place is equal to ID dot place. ID dot place is X. So, E1 dot place is equals to X. Here E1 and E are both are same symbols, not different, but E1 is instance of E, E2 is instance of E. Then ID is reduced to E, that is E1 dot place is equals to ID dot place, that is X. Next, come to top down evaluation, same E1 dot place is equals to ID dot place, that is Y. Next, E2 dot place is equals to id dot place, that is z, that is z. Next, E2 derives E1 star E2, that is E derives E1 star E2, E derives E1 star E2. First, E1 dot place, E dot place is equals to new temp, E1 dot place is equals to a temporary variable created, that is T1. Next, gen function, E dot place is equals to E1 dot place star E2 dot place. What is E dot place? E dot place is new temp, that is T1. T1 is equals to E1 dot place. E1 dot place is X. E1 dot place is Y. E1 dot place star E2 dot place. Star E2 dot place. E2 dot place is Z. So, T1 contains Y star Z. T1 contain Y star Z. Then, E derives E1 plus E2. E derives E1 plus E2. E derives E1 plus E2, that is E dot place is equals to new temp, temporary variable created T2. Next, E dot place is equal to E1 dot place plus E2 dot place. E dot place is T2 is equals to E1 dot place is X plus E2 dot place is T1, that is X plus T1. T2 is equal to X plus T1. Next, S derives ID is equals to E, that is ID dot place is equal to E dot place, that is ID dot place, that is A. ID dot place is A is equals to E dot place, E dot place is T2. So, if you collect all these three address statements, that is first T1 is equals to Y star Z, T2 is equals to X plus T1, X plus T1, A is equals to T2. This is the three address statement for the given expression. A is equal to X plus Y star Z plus first Y star Z will be evaluated, the result will be stored in T1, then this T1 will be added to X, T1 will be added to X, the result will be stored in T2, then the T2 is assigned to A. Like that we can construct a three address statement. Thank you.